This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from Thunder Bay Theater, Kevin Reams and Nikki Hilton. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Nancy.
Morning.
Kevin, welcome to Alpena. You are now the new artistic director
Yes.
at Thunder Bay Theater. So how's it going so far?
Great. We've got 3 great shows coming this fall, and I'm so happy to be back. I was here as an actor in 2005 and 2006, and I've wanted to return for many years, and finally got the opportunity now.
Awesome. So have you hired some new people for your cast and your shows?
Yes. A lot of friends that I've worked with in other professional theaters around the country. I've talked a lot of really great talent into coming up here this fall.
Good.
And joining
You're already talented.
our great talent that we already have here. Nikki and I worked together even before she ever came to Thunder Bay Theater.
Oh, you did?
Down in North Carolina at Snow Camp Outdoor Theater, and in 2006, and then we came up here together in 2006 for Thunder Bay Theater. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we're here today to talk about Grey Gardens. So Nikki, you already kind of described it to me, so do it again.
Okay. Grey Gardens is a musical. It's a comedy drama, and it is based on a 1975 documentary about Edith Bouvier Beale and Little Edie Beale. They were kind of the black sheep of the aunt and cousin of Jacqueline Kennedy.
Okay.
So they're kind of the black sheep of this family. They
Put it lightly.
Yeah, to put it lightly. They lived in this gigantic 28-room mansion called
Wow.
Grey Gardens. And it was once this beautiful, beautiful estate. And they let it go way downhill.
Okay.
And they turned into hoarders, and they had 52 cats, and they had virtually no plumbing, and there were fleas, and the whole place was filthy. But they basically holed up inside that mansion for years and years and years, and it was just the two of them mostly, and they got a little crazy.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, it was a big scandal in the 70s, if you remember, when it was a paparazzi who like stumbled upon it and realized who these women were, and it got out in the press, and they were like, "Oh, look at how Jacqueline doesn't take care of her own," and then these documentary filmmakers made this documentary on these two women where they just followed them around, and that became this cult favorite documentary.
Oh.
It was well above its time, because you watch it today and you're like, hey, this is just like all these reality TV shows
Right.
that we watch today. In fact, if they were alive today, there would be a whole series of
Definitely.
Oh, wow.
the Grey Gardens series.
Absolutely.
But so the first act of the play takes place in the 40s when they're in their heyday, and young Edie was engaged to Joe Kennedy at the time, and Joe Kennedy was the one the Kennedys were really pushing for president, but he died in World War II,
Yes.
and then they started pushing John Kennedy. So in a way, she could have ended up our first lady,
Yes.
and she ended up being a lady with a lot of mental problems, and went crazy in the 70s.
Okay, so that's the first act.
Yeah, the first act is in the 40s, and then we jump ahead to the 1970s when the place is just a mess, and it follows a lot more along with the documentary, and there's some wonderful songs based on some of the little funny things that they do in the documentary, and it's all got a very 40s feel to the style of music.
I'm really not being an actor. I'm having a hard time finding how that can be a musical, a comedy, and a drama.
It's got everything.
It's This show is a huge challenge.
I'll bet.
And
Especially for Nikki.
Okay, and what role are you playing, Nikki?
okay, I am playing Edith Bouvier Beale, which she's also known as Big Edie, who is the mother
Okay.
in Act 1. But then also in Act 2, then I switch to play Little Edie, her daughter. So two completely different characters, completely different mannerisms, voice, accent, you know, everything is different between Act 1 and Act 2. And it's a huge challenge, and I absolutely love it.
I bet you do.
Yeah, it's great.
We have Amy Groen, who was here this summer.
Okay.
She plays Little Edie in Act 1. And then Terry Carlson plays Big Edie in Act 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 actresses playing 2 women.
Wow.
It was very confusing when I first read the script. I had to message Kevin. I was like, okay, who am I playing? You know, because it's all Edie, Little Edie, Big Edie, Edith. It was very
with them having the same name and everything. Yeah.
Well, before we run out of time, we want to make sure, when will this production be on at Thunder Bay Theater?
It starts September 26th.
Okay.
And runs for just 2 weekends only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thursday through Sunday.
Okay. And what kind of an audience are we looking at? PG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing in the show that wouldn't be appropriate to bring your children. Little children might not find it as interesting,
Right.
but
there's tiny bit of language.
Okay.
Tiny, you know, it's not too.
He's not remembering that.
sure. Oh, some GDs here.
Okay.
Couple.
Okay. And then any songs we'll know or remember from anywhere?
It's all original music, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's all original.
Wow.
They like I said, they based the style on the 40s
Wow.
style. So what's the song that they were singing in the documentary? 2 Peas in a Pod is based on. Can't think of what it is right now, but yeah, the songs sound familiar.
Okay.
Like you think you've heard that before.
Okay.
But it's just slightly changed because it's so based on that time period.
And if you're familiar with the documentary, you will also notice several direct quotes from the documentary in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From people.
Wonderful.
From the characters. So.
All right, we're out of time. I want to thank you both very much for being here. Welcome back to
Thank you.
Alpena again. And Nikki, don't make any changes unless you let me know where you're going and what you're doing.
Okay.
All right, good to see both of you.
You too. Thank you.
I'll be right back with some information from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last 2 guests today are both from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary, Harriet Smith and Steph Gandola. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, I got to just talk to you real quickly about your trip that you just went on.
Yes, got to visit one of our fellow sanctuary sites in American Samoa and work on a project there. It was very exciting.
I bet it was, and you're gone almost 3 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks away from Alpena. Missed Alpena, but it was a good trip. Got to see some new things.
And the weather was probably a little better there.
Well, it was pretty warm. Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, wonderful. We'll look forward to hearing some more things about
Yes.
things going back and forth.
Yes, it was great to see how another site so far away, the most remote one, how they operate and how they do things really similar to how we do it here in Thunder Bay.
That's amazing. And Harriet, you are the Director of Volunteer Services.
Yep, I'm a volunteer specialist at the sanctuary, and Steph's the volunteer coordinator, so we
Okay.
both work with the volunteers.
Oh, both of you. Oh, okay. See, I'm learning something new every day. I know Steph does a little bit of everything.
With small place there, we all do a little bit of
Yep,
everything.
that's what
for
you
sure.
do. Yes, especially in nonprofit organization
Right.
world. So what's happening with volunteers?
So volunteers, we have a couple opportunities coming up this fall, but we just wanted to let everyone know that the volunteer program is still a really essential part of the sanctuary. We have a really wonderful, dedicated volunteer base, but we're always looking for new faces to get involved in the various programs that we have going on at the sanctuary.
Okay. And a couple of things you have coming up. I know one, you said Halloween.
Halloween is right around the corner,
Yes,
and
it
that's a big event. We have nearly 800
Yeah,
students, parents, kids of all ages come
Wow.
through and tear it up in the exhibits for a couple hours on Friday, October 25th.
Okay, so that's the day you particularly need volunteers.
Right.
Yep, we'll also be decorating the exhibits on usually Thursday night.
Okay.
We do a whole bunch of different Halloween decorations and can use a lot of help because there's a lot of space in there to
Okay.
decorate.
So volunteers have to be people that have patience and like lots of noise and kids.
That's right, and are willing to dress up.
Yes.
Oh, you want to dress up too?
Yep.
Ah, okay. So they can give you a call and
Yep.
just say, hey, I'd like to come and help. You know, no big long-term commitment or anything, but if they just want to come down and help with a special event, you'd appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. And if you've not volunteered with the sanctuary, the Halloween event is a great time to start volunteering and see if you like it.
Okay. All right. And then what other opportunities for volunteers?
All sorts of opportunities. We've got one of the most popular is the greeter.
Okay.
So when folks, we've got thousands and thousands of people walking through those doors every day. And well, maybe not thousands every day, but thousands,
Yes, you
over
do.
80,000
Yes.
for annually.
Right.
So it's great to have knowledgeable folks there, sanctuary representatives, greeting these people, directing them where to go, because people are coming in for boat tours, they're coming in for meetings, they're coming in for exhibit tours, field trips, any number of things. So greeters are another really fun opportunity.
Okay. And that one you get nicely trained for.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then another is the Discovery Cart. We have, it's literally a small cart that sits out in the exhibits, and it has a number of different really fun hands-on activities for kids and adults. And we have a volunteer that we call operate the Discovery Cart, and they run the different activities, and it's 2 to 3 minutes long, but the visitors just get a chance to get their hands on an artifact or a sample of an invasive species or any number of things. So it's a fun time, and the volunteers would also be trained for that as well.
Okay. All right. And then Science on a Sphere. I haven't even been over to see it yet.
Oh, you've got to come check
I
it out.
know.
It's a great exhibit, and it's been really popular. Part of the free admission, of course, to get into the center, and it's going all day long. And there's new programs as part of the Science on a Sphere network. We get new real-time data sets uploaded on a daily basis.
Wow.
And so all sorts of current science programs going on there. So you've got to come check it out.
Oh, yes. And what about Lady Michigan?
Lady Michigan still going strong.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, there was a big tour today, a big group tour, bus tour came last week actually, and went out. Over 50 people from Tennessee got to go out and see the shipwrecks in the bay, and boat tours will be operating until October 13th. So
Okay.
that's the last day to go out on the
Okay.
glass bottom boat.
I know a bunch of girls went a couple weekends ago, or maybe last weekend, as a bachelorette party.
Oh,
they
fun.
they started it with the underwater tour, and then they proceeded from there.
From there. Fun. That's a great idea. We do have a lot of different groups utilizing the glass bottom boat, whether it be, we've talked a lot about all the classroom cruises that go out.
Right.
Over, 1,500 students going out every year to experience the Shipwreck Alley. And then we've got bachelorette parties, and we've got banks celebrating their clients going out. So all sorts of different opportunities out there. Other fundraisers on the glass bottom
Right,
boat.
yeah, I hear about the fundraisers too, and I always say this, but when I'm walking along the river and the boat goes, the whole thing with the bridge opening,
Right.
the horn sounding on the boat, to the kids standing on the deck cheering and yelling. I mean, what a neat thing.
It is really neat.
You know,
It's
it really is,
fun.
and it's so visual for anybody who can see it to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's also another volunteer opportunity.
Oh, okay.
We're looking for interpreters to go on the glass bottom boat, interact with visitors, and talk about what they're going to be seeing. And that's another position where there's pretty extensive training. And even though it's the end of the season, it would be great to get some new people on board and just give them an idea.
So you're
of what
ready
it's
to
like.
rock and roll in the spring.
Exactly.
Okay, and also remember the Sanctuary store.
That's right. That's right. Lots of good shopping opportunities, and we're still open 7 days a week
Okay.
through the middle of October.
Okay.
And then it'll be down to closed on Sunday as
Okay.
well. So you can shop in the store almost any time.
Yes, and it's very affordable and some really unique items.
Yeah, there's always something new.
Okay, anything else going on?
Well, just to reiterate the volunteer opportunities, we'd love to see new faces, and we had this last year over 5,000 volunteer hours. Wow. And so we're really excited about that and hoping to grow it even more. So give us a call at the Sanctuary, 356-8805, and ask to talk to Harriet or Stephanie, and we'll get you signed up.
Okay, and I encourage people too to always go on your website. It's a wonderful website, always new things changing. You can watch all kinds of things happening underwater, the ROV
Right.
stuff, excuse me, and learn about the sanctuary expansion, all the other good things that are going on.
Absolutely.
Thank you both very much for being here.
Thanks, Nancy.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Joyton following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. Our guest this morning, Melissa Fournier. Welcome to the show, Melissa.
Thank you.
And you have a number of top titles. You're instructor of nursing. You're also assistant director of the nursing program at ACC, and also chair of the department that includes nursing. So it's great to have you here, and let's talk a little bit about how you got your start in nursing. I believe you're a graduate of the ACC nursing program.
I am. Thank you, Dr. Joynton. I graduated the nursing program in 1998 with my RN, and then I pursued my bachelor's degree through Lake Superior State University while teaching part-time for the nursing program, and then continued my master's in community health at Wayne State University. And then in 2003, I became full-time and have been here since.
Very good. What motivated you to return to ACC after going to so many other institutions?
I love the community college feel. I think that we do some amazing things with our students, and we give them some more freedom that other schools don't allow their students, and it makes our students very competitive in the workforce, where they can just jump right into a job and require less orientation and feel that they really have a good understanding of what it means to be a nurse.
Well, amen to that, and it certainly lines up with everything I've seen in the program. It's one of the ones that I'm really proud of at ACC. What are some of the current topics that you and the other nursing faculty are addressing this year?
This year we just recently hired a new full-time faculty person, and that's Melanie Thomas. And we have some new adjuncts that are coming on board this semester. We also recently went through a major curriculum revision where we reduced the number of credits so that we can become accredited with the NLNAC accrediting body, which is actually the ACEN now, and to better prepare our students and make them, again, competitive.
Well, that's great. Just for the people in the audience who may not be thoroughly versed in accreditation, Alpena Community College is fully accredited by the Higher Learning Commission of the North Central Association, and that's what allows our credits in any program to transfer to universities and enables us to get federal funds like Pell Grants and so on. But there are also discipline-specific accreditations that a number of our programs have, and you are seeking. So one in auto service, for example, one in concrete technology, and now this one in nursing.
That's correct. And we do have accreditation through the State Board of Nursing, which allows us to allow our students to sit for the Michigan Nurses License. But this is, again, a national accreditation that we're seeking.
And for the benefit of the audience members, how about describing the two-step laddered approach that we have in our curriculum?
We've now taken our prerequisites, which used to be a full year, down to 1 semester. And then we have an LPN program, which is 1 year beyond that.
LPN stands for?
Licensed Practical Nurse.
Very good.
And then they can choose to sit for their exam at that point and practice as a nurse, or they can make mention that they want to continue on for their RN degree, then take the next following year of school, and so after 2 years and 1 semester, they could graduate with an RN license.
Well, that's a rapid way to get to a really great career. Some people go for the licensed practical nurse. They get licensed in that, work for a while, and then come back to take the next year to receive the associate's degree and sit for the RN licensure. So that's another option that people have. Yes, I believe that it's pretty competitive to get in the program. One thing I tell students is you better get straight A's on your prerequisites. Is that still the case?
That's very helpful, but we've tried to make it a little bit more diverse, where we look at a student's background and see if they've provided any care, direct patient care or indirect patient care, and that would, on our rubric for attaining a placement in the program, they would gain more points. If they have another degree, if they have completed a bachelor's degree somewhere else or another associate's degree, that would give them more points. The number of times that they've applied to the program would give them more points versus just a solid GPA.
Okay, so it's strong academics, but some other factors. And the last thing you mentioned, I believe, was implemented 2 or 3 years ago. If you almost made it in the previous class, you got a higher standing to be admitted to the next class.
That's correct.
So that seems like a fair and way to distribute the admissions criteria and get the best possible class. One special interest of yours is something called moulage, which was new to me when I heard about it, but last year you were the endowed chair holder for the ACC faculty. We have an endowment from Janet and Lucas Pfeifenberger to allow faculty members to pursue special projects, and yours was moulage. So what's that all about? And
Moulage is the art of creating wounds. And there's a school in Carson City.
creating wounds, like if I cut you or something, that wouldn't
but
be
making it look realistic.
Okay.
So special effects makeup is along the same lines of that. But
Okay.
this focuses specifically on wounds. And there's a school called Blood and Guts University
My
in
goodness.
Carson City, Nevada.
Well, why would anyone want to do that?
Well, I want a realistic training environment for my students. So what we do is at least twice a year, we stage a mass casualty event. And we'll actually be discussing this tomorrow night at the college board meeting, where we're going to show some pictures of some of the events. We've staged a plane crash on campus. We've done a classroom bombing. We've moulage school shootings. Anything that's current in the media, we have covered.
So I get it. It's for training first responders and other medical personnel, law enforcement. It's best for them to have the most realistic training environment as possible, and part of that is getting over the shock effect of seeing people who look like they've been really damaged.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's very interesting. Well, congratulations on all of those projects that you're engaged with. You and the other nursing faculty members have my highest respect, and it continues to be, the nursing program continues to be a really strong program for career possibilities for many of our students. And thanks for being my guest this morning.
Thank you very much.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.